Just a quick reminder, this video is an overview of the entire lesson, so we're going to take a look at a number of different sections. Let's take a quick look now at the section where we're studying the chords. Okay, B minor over D. All right, all of a sudden kind of a melancholy chord. It's got some character. Going on to C sharp, sus. Now this is what it sounds like. Let me explain it to you. Those three little letters, S-U-S, stand for suspended. Now, like a suspended bridge is over a big chasm, right? This chord is suspended, especially the fourth. Look at that. That's the fourth note of the C sharp scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually when you play a C sharp chord, you'll play this. That's the third. But suspended chords play the fourth instead of the third. Do you hear how it sounds suspended? It wants to drop down to that. Okay, so suspended chords simply play the fourth of the chord instead of the third. Here's another quick sample where we're looking at just the chords. Then you see A major 7 over C sharp. Those happen, that particular combination happens 3 times in a row. Okay, so let's analyze the chords a little bit. Here's D major 7. Now, again, that's the classical version. I'm going to show you a very simple, pretty voicing. Let's play the D in your left hand, right? In the right hand, let's play this. Notice again there is no D at all in the right hand. That's one of the things I love to do. Open up a chord so that you don't have repeated notes. Again, that's what you see players start to do as they get more advanced. They learn to open up those chords instead of just playing D major 7 and pounding that out, right? They learn to play something like this. Okay, let's analyze that. There's a D down here, so that's easy, right? D major 7, line 15. Okay, how do these notes relate? Well, the top notes are easy. That's the 5th and the 7th of D major 7, right? Right? The major 7 is C sharp. What about this E? What is that? I can hear you all the way through the internet. You're saying, that's the 2. I know, it's the 2. All right, so good. We've got D major 7. Here's a video clip from the advanced section where we're going beyond the chords and looking at all the advanced techniques. Heading into section number 2. This is going to be a little more advanced now. In the first version, we looked at the chords, you know, very simply, and the inversions, okay, and where they fell within the song. And now we're going to go into lesson number 2. Now this is an advanced lesson. I'm going to show you some of the really fun stuff that happens between the chords. You know, in the first lesson I taught you the chords and their inversions, but there's a whole lot more. So if you're ready to dig in, let's take a look at the riff. We're going to see a lot of passing tones in here. Passing tones are notes that move between chords, and they can't necessarily be analyzed within the structure of the chord, but they just give little melodic interest between the chords, okay? Now let's look at the first and the second measure of the riff. We've got an E going to an A minor over E. But if you listen in the recording, I did something like this. Here's some more advanced techniques video where we're looking at passing tones. Let's do a couple things with that great chord. Let's move it up high, right? Give it a little variation there. And also let's walk into it with some passing tones like this. Okay? So if you listen to the recording, you heard that little ear candy, right? Candy for your ears. I love that stuff. In between, especially between vocal phrases, here's a great point. Don't do this stuff while the vocals are happening because you just walk all over each other. But in between vocal phrases, you can do this little ear candy and it's really nice, okay? So, line 8. Actually, let's back up to 7. We're coming, all glory to the rock of my salvation, and then walking into it. All glory to the Lamb. Okay, going into the chorus. We sing glory, right? A. Let's take a look at some more of the sections where we're looking at that powerful technique of using passing tones. Now, in the first lesson I taught you F sharp minor 7, just sitting there, right? Going to the rock of my salvation. But again, there's more. And when you want more, think of passing tones. I just went like this, right? Especially because the vocal phrase didn't start right away. It went like this. All glory to the Father of creation. Right? So I had time to throw a little passing tone in there. Listen. Right? To the Father of creation. Okay, and here comes the Jimi Hendrix chord, the C sharp 7, sharp 9. Right? Same thing, line 12. All glory to the rock of my salvation. Now we've got an F diminished 7. Let's figure out how to play that. Now, diminished 7 chords are really powerful, very useful chords. One of my favorite uses for a diminished 7 chord is to push up half a step. For instance, look at the end of line 12. You see F diminished 7? That pushes to the beginning of line 13, which is an F sharp minor 7. Now listen to that move. Just kind of pushes, really nice, doesn't it? Kind of makes the music want to go there. Kind of adds some rhythmic interest. Now, the Doobie Brothers back in the 70s and 80s, they made great use of diminished 7 chords. In fact, if you go back and listen to those old LPs, you'll hear diminished 7s all the way through, and they push the music around. You hear that? Now, diminished 7 chords are really easy to build. You start on the root, which in this case is an F, and there are 4 notes that are all 3 half steps apart. This has just been a quick overview of some of the highlights from Worship for Piano and Keyboards, Chapter 1. The full lesson is an hour long, and it's packed with many advanced techniques and concepts.